everybody. Welcome back to Bunnie's Corner. We're in a new location in my house, but it's still Bunnie's Corner. Today I have my bestie here with me. She is my co-host for today. And I just want to introduce her a little bit before we get into the episode. So this is Kyla,
Hey,
aka Via Kyla. Kyla has her own book club. She has, I would call it a bookstagram pretty much.
Yeah.
And do you do bookstagram on TikTok too?
I'm starting to.
Okay, so she's starting to do it on TikTok too. So I'll make sure to post the link on the video and also in the bio. But this is my best friend. We have been best friends forever. At this point, like we met when we were like
12.
Yeah, and now we're like almost touching our 30s.
Like 16 years?
Yeah, it's been a while. So we've been best friends for a really long time. Good. And I really wanted to have her on my first episode, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do an introduction episode first with just me, and then I'm going to have her on my second episode as a co-host. And we're just going to get into everything. Relationships, whether it's friendships, a family relationship, platonic, non-platonic, like we're going to get into it all
of it.
We're also going to talk a little bit about spirituality, and we might touch on the shows might be a part 2 with some TV commentary if we have enough time, but mainly we're just going to talk about friendships, relationships, and things like that.
So excited. Hey y'all, I can't wait to be on the show. I'm mad excited. Anyway, my name is Kyla, aka Via Kyla. I started out doing hair tutorials for natural hair, and then just sitting around doing other things. I figured why not start a bookstagram, because I love to read. They say it's always best when you add a hobby into things you like to do. Like to be on social media, like to read. There we go. But I am from Yonkers, New York, born and raised. I went to school at University of Bridgeport, located in Bridgeport, Connecticut for 4 years. I got a degree, Bachelor's of Arts and Mass Communication, focused in journalism. As you know, journalism is mad hard to really get into, super duper competitive, but I still get my foot in the door any way I can. Shout out to the people that has got me into the door, like Legion Media. But as well, I have done a couple of podcasts. Like
they already know they're gonna hear Aspen. I already said that in the first episode.
No, I just thought he was calling my name.
You may hear my son every now and then. Look, what can I do? Like,
and that's fine. But I did a podcast with Bree as well. We was co-hosts for
More High Vibes La Series.
There we go. I'm about to say the whole thing wrong. Mm-hmm. More High Vibes La Series. That was super fun. Really creative, was all out the door. But as you guys know from the last episode, pandemic kind of put that to the pause. I jumped around in careers, but right now I'm a diagnostic medical sonographer. You may know as an ultrasound tech. No, I don't just check babies. No, I can't give you a face scan of a pregnancy, but
I know the people are gonna ask.
Yes, and people have already asked, but I can do small parts as well as big parts, and that's one of my biggest accomplishments as recently. That's like really about it.
Are you single?
Dating? Oh yeah, I'm single. Single, big dating right now, but not interested in getting my time wasted. Like 28, I'm gonna be 30 in a few years.
Okay.
You know, and I just need my ducks continue to be in a row and not my time being wasted. But until then, I'm having my fun. I'm dating. New York is big.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
So, okay, y'all might see me look down at my phone every now and then, but that's because I have some questions here. Well, not questions, but just some different topics that I want us to go over.
And I may let it split in between.
And that's totally fine. So, Kyla, tell me about your upbringing, your relationship with your parents. Would you say you struggled in any areas, even if it's not financially, like, just like whatever, like obstacles you may have overcome as a child, teenager into young adulthood, and a little bit about the relationship with your parents and your family too. So you do, you go about it how you want with all that.
All right, cool. So I'm an only child. My parents have been married for 27 years. So unfortunately, life took its course, and my dad passed away 3 years ago. But they would have been 30 years this year, the 21st. Wow. more than 30 years of marriage. They are childhood sweethearts, and our families knew each other before they was even anything. Always been longtime neighbors and stuff. So when it comes to my family relationship, both sides of my family can coexist with no drama. That's really a blessing. Um, I grew up with mad cousins. We're like siblings. Some of us have sister cousins. Some of them are just cousins. But we're all super close in age. Even if we're not close in age, I have cousins that are in their early 40s, and that's my girl. Okay. And then I have cousins that's like 10, and that's still my girl or still my bro. Like, so I'm really family oriented. Um, Also, I grew up in Ryan Heights, which is a little small neighborhood on the other side of Yonkers. And my whole family was like really developed there. We're even a newspaper for being one of the first Black homeowners on that side of Yonkers. So that's like a little achievement up there, Black excellence. So that's like really about it for family. Like I said, I'm close to my cousins, and we're located all throughout Yonkers. I have cousins. Sometimes I'm still learning every day. I'm even telling Brie all the time, like, "Oh, that's my cousin so and so." So,
yo, seriously, like Kyla's related to freaking everybody. You would think I was related to everybody because, like, I'll see someone and be like, "Oh, look at my cousin," but Kyla, like,
it's funny.
Everybody's her cousin.
We're like fake cousins. Our grandparents were neighbors, and I used to go to Bree's grandfather's house before I even knew her. So even though we've been friends for like about 10 plus years,
it's like it was destined, kind of like definitely. So I want to ask you, like, what do you think is the key to a good or great relationship? And I don't even mean with a man. I mean with anybody. Like, what do you think is important? What is very much so necessary to have a healthy relationship with anyone, whether it's your mom, dad, cousin, like anybody?
I feel like honesty and just communication on how you feel about anything. Literally, in friendships and in relationships, even at work, like, if you're not feeling them hours, let them know. If you don't like the way your friend made that little kiki, let her know, like, hey, I wasn't feeling that. And don't let it go for too long. I feel like that's the problem. Some people hinder things like for mad long. We don't really do that, especially because we've been friends forever. So it's like,
it's definitely open communication.
I think it'd probably be like 24 hours will be of letting us know how we felt about something and what's really bothering us. And that's really the truth. In any relationship I've been in, I'm always a little bit too honest about how I feel. And I think that's the problem, because nobody can really handle honesty. People sometimes think it's a little hidden agenda behind it, but it's not. It's just the truth. I feel like family member, kind of like when you know that you have went out your way to show an act of kindness, especially with your actions, giving them something, going for advice, buying them a gift that they felt unappreciated or anything by the family, because everybody has their own emotions, and they just make you like the enemy, like you was the cause of drama or something when they leaned on you and you was there, and that's when it's time to cut them off. It's like, I'm not gonna keep sitting here like just not getting appreciated,
right?
And that's not fair to me that I keep pouring into this relationship and it's just one-sided, and then you 9 times 10, family talk. I'm from a big family on both sides. 9 times 10, they're gonna tell everybody what just happened, or at least tell 2 people. Then that story gets mixed up, and now it'll come back to you, and now it's like Kyla gave me an air balloon to fly over Alaska in the middle of a rainstorm, and she did it because she hates me. You're like, no, I did it because you said you always wanted to fucking see Alaska, bitch. I can't predict how the storm goes. Like, but now I'm the bad person because I want to help you follow your dreams. Like, and that's when it's time to cut a family member. I say it depends on the situation. Sometimes just distance from a family member is enough. You can see them next family reunion, next birthday party, and be like, hey. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that most of the time. I don't really like just cutting off family, because
that's my thing. That's like the issue that I have. I don't feel like I should be cutting off family, because since I was young, my dad always instilled in me, like, family is important.
Yes. Same.
Like, keep in touch with your family, like, all the time. I'm thinking as a little girl, like they should keep in touch with me.
Me,
Like I'm
yeah.
the kid, like. But like my dad always said this, even till this day. So it's but then I would experience situations with my family where I just would want to fall back from them. So it was just like a contradiction. Like, what is going on? Because I'm thinking, I want to be like the Italian people. They say family is everything. Okay. They don't play about family,
big family
loyalty,
business, everything.
Yo, Italians, like, they're so serious about family and loyalty. So, like, I always wanted to go about it like that way. And I felt like I actually did until I was placed in situations with family members that had me like, nah, I gotta cut you off. Yeah. Like, I can't deal with that. Like, it's too much drama for no reason.
Exactly.
And it's like, you're causing me stress. Like, no. Like, whether it could be anything. It could be like just some random messy shit because someone don't know how to mind their business. It could be someone just flipping shit because they mad. Like, people just going through shit every day and taking it out on others.
No,
and,
seriously.
like a lot of that happens in the Black family. And then in my family,
happens not too even, often in the Black family. I'm tired of it.
I'm not even going to say which side, but one side of my family is like they not for therapy at all. Like they don't like no.
Yeah, I have a few. I think it's like a 50-50 on both sides. I can really say, but it's like therapy is necessary. Okay, there's too many things that happens in life that we just need to vent about. There's someone that has an unbiased opinion and advice to help us proceed to the next day and so forth. Like, and you don't have to go consistently. Like sometimes people, especially Black people, we feel like talking to someone too much, leaning on someone too much is a sign of weakness. No, you may need help, and you may need help for a while, and that's okay. And when you finally are able to get on your feet, just keep moving forward. Don't go back and keep leaning, because then that is the problem. You're like, I gave you your help already. I mean, there's nothing wrong. That's a disclaimer. There's nothing wrong with helping people multiple times, but sometimes people take advantage of the help and don't actually want to proceed. They just want to keep seeking the help from you because you're the one that, But and I feel like that's the problem with Black family. And also, it's a taking accountability too with family members. That's why you gotta cut them off. Like they don't want to admit where they was wrong on any part of the drama, and like you want respect to be given, and you taking respect to be given for granted because we're family. Like I don't have to always respect you. I don't have to always speak to you every time you come in the room. I don't have to always acknowledge you in any form of presence. But you really gonna sit here and not recognize what you did to me or what you said to them and how you affected everyone in this room?
I want to be able to respect like a family member, whether it's a person that's younger than me, my age, or an elderly, family member. Like I want to be able to do that and not have to talk back. Like it doesn't make me feel good. Like I don't feel all big and mighty, like I'm grown and shit. Like no, like that's not what it is. Like I would rather respect you, but I don't know. It's just like people just are rude and like they think just because they're older or their family that they can talk to you any type of way. And it's like, no, I'm still a person. Hello, hey to you too. Like
hello, like I'm a grown ass woman. I ain't no kid. We're gonna respect each other,
right,
and move accordingly.
But sometimes people, no matter who it is, will just take you there,
Sometimes misery wants company, and that's when I vacate the premises.
Right? Because I'm not trying to even go down that path. Like, I've grown so much. I feel like, honestly speaking, I feel like we have both watched each other grow.
Yes.
Like, I'm so proud of us. Go through, like, stages. Woo. Honestly, like, from a child to a teenager to a young adult. Like we literally like watched each other grow up and grew with each other and watch each other grow. Like, I think mentally and just like better, like just
definitely, especially in college. Like that was a hard time for both of us. Like trying to be independent, not really trying to lean on our parents. I was closer to home than you were, but I was still getting sick. I suffered from severe gastritis, so that was one thing I suffered with in college. Plus grief and other turmoils of life. But and you had your own thing that you discussed in a previous episode. So just like you said, growth is amazing. I really look back at that episode, had me like a little teary eyed. Like I forgot how far we came as friends, like as people. Even as I say as friends too, because we're both so strongly opinionated, and sometimes like growing up, it would be like I don't know why. I feel like we was coming at each other, but we're not coming at each other. We're both just saying how we felt. But I don't know why we're just so mad about it. And it just talking to my mom, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm gonna call her tomorrow. She's like, you're just so upset. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's my girl though.
I'm just so straightforward, and I try to be like a little less harsh. I think because I was younger, I was just more like young and reckless. Like not even reckless. I wouldn't even put it that way, but just like just like young and just like not thinking of
reckless.
not. She was reckless, but I was just young, like not reckless to my friends, like just young and not thinking of feelings. Like, and I feel like I matured more and like. I want to say like every situation has taught me something, and every time I get into a situation, I learn from it and I plan to do better. And I do. Like I know like it's not going to go like this the next time around. Like I wouldn't want it to go like this. And you just like you grow as a person. Like definitely you grow through situations that you go through. So well, at least for me.
If you don't grow from it, it's going to repeat itself.
What do you think about people who brag about not having any friends?
Whoa, you love to be lonely.
Yo, that shit like, is so weird.
I don't know why people be happy to not have someone that's like-minded around them in some type of way. Even
and not a yes man, person, but just like someone you could really just like someone be like the same music,
the same way you dress, the same way you like to curse people out or anything. Like, no, seriously, like you should want to have a friend. And like I'm an only child, so like I always wanted to have a whole bunch of friends. I had friend groups. Like I had friend groups in different side of Yonkers, different states, different cities. Like I still do. Those are my bitches. But at the same time, I'm okay sometimes being by myself. But I know I'm gonna call Bree by the end of the day.
And I'm gonna call Kyla
to see what you're doing. Shit, put Aspen on the phone. You don't want to talk. I don't give a fuck. No, really, there's not nothing to brag about not having a lot of friends. Like
it's kind of lame to me. And I said on my first episode, I don't want to slander people on my podcast.
I'm not trying to slander nobody because, like I said, I had girl groups, like, and now I feel like sometimes I'm just by myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm a nomad. I hang with the bros. I hang with all the girls.
That's why I want Aspen to be.
That's fire. Like I think it's a great way. I know I'm like a chameleon in any social setting. Like you could probably pull up somewhere and be like, "Is that Kyla smoking with them niggas over there?" Yeah, I am. Is that Kyla over there with them bitches? I didn't even know she knew them. I do for years. Like, but and I like that. Yeah. Like so, I don't feel like I don't have no friends. So I kind of sometimes I be in my head like, do I have no friends? What? No, I have friends. It's just in different settings, but I can at least get 5 of them in the same circle and hang out. And that's all that matters for me.
I always been social, like even as a youngin, like I always like being around other people, like in school, like all of that. So when I see people say that like they don't have any friends, like they good being by themselves, so, I just be like, really? What? Why? Because I was an only child at one point before my sister came, and it's cool being an only child, but I was still social. You feel me? Like, because I be thinking like, okay, maybe it's that only child syndrome. Like they don't mind like just being alone. Like you feel me? But
we don't.
No,
but you still want
need
company.
Some friends, yeah.
And that's your fucking dog or cat. Bird shit, I don't know.
And like I also feel like if you're one of those people that's always talking about you don't got no friends, you're the problem.
Yeah, you are the problem. You haven't taken accountability in some form of way that a whole bunch of people agreed not to ever double back on a friendship with you.
Yeah, like it has to be you. There was some times in my life where people would try to make me feel that way about my friendships. Like if I like got into something with my friend, like other people would make it like, oh, it's you, and I'm just like, no, like it's both of us. Like what? Like I feel like I always was able to take accountability when it came to situations like little breakups or whatever with my friends, or just like anything. Like I could always take accountability. I'd never be like, oh, I didn't do anything. Like like I feel like I'm very honest about that. So I don't know. That's just
one friendship. I'm really confused why things ended the way it did. Probably like two friends. Like that's the only thing. But otherwise, I feel like I have taken full accountability if I was wrong. My problem would be like, once I'm done, I'm fucking done, and I don't give a fuck what I say after that. So that's my problem, and I'm trying to limit myself from being so transparent how I feel about. But who I am. I'm very honest about my feelings, but I'm trying to learn how to not be so transparent where it's hurting the other person. So if it's biting my tongue to an extent, then hey, I may do it. Just so I don't have to keep making you feel like I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna show you I could chill. I could chill.
Lately,
I'm always a bitch.
I slipped. I was doing so good, and I slipped, and I did tell somebody to fuck off. But I feel like before that, I definitely have been holding back. I definitely have been biting my tongue when it comes to like. Well, I don't really feel like I got nothing to say anyway. But like, it's just like I don't know. I feel like I've been biting my tongue for a while. Like I just don't care to like respond to certain things anymore, you know?
Same.
Like shit that I would like used to cause a reaction about.
Yeah, like really went the fuck off about it. Now I'm like, okay.
Now I'm just like, yeah, keep it moving. I'm just trying to be at peace and at ease and take care of my kid. You know, like I don't want no extra drama for real.
Not at all.
I was actually talking about this today on Twitter because I was excited to talk about it. It is Sunday, so you know I woke up early, got to cleaning, was playing my good old gospel music, catching a little, you know, Sunday morning vibe. And
love it.
I had wrote on Twitter that I think I had wrote that I'm like excited, but I think I'm gonna get a little emotional during this episode just because we were gonna be talking about like our spiritual relationships. I don't even know what to call it anymore. Like if it's religion or spirituality, what are the people doing these days?
I feel like the pacifier word is spirituality, but the real word is religion.
Yeah, facts.
My relationship with God is in a good place now, and I'm so happy. Like when I was going through depression in college, I had a friend that told me like to overcome your depression, you need to really talk to God. Like you really need to sit in His house, have a full one-on-one with God. Just be deep in your emotions and what you're saying. Even if you gotta say in the mirror, and that's a prayer for you, whatever. And I mean, I stayed home from school. I regret it because senior year was hard. Was that senior year? That was sophomore. No, that was senior year. And I cried all throughout that apartment. Cried my eyes out all day until like all my friends came home from class. And I started to feel a little bit refreshed, but I never like was going to church or anything. And then around the time my niece got christened, I started going to church. My dad, he got like rebaptized and everything like that. My mom too, they joined the church and everything. So they used to always put like a little bit of pressure on me, like, you didn't get in church, you didn't get in church. I was like, I'll go on my own time. And my grandfather's a pastor. So kind of like, I hear it every day almost. And I'm tired of getting beaten in the head with a Bible. So that's something I'm happy where it's at now, where I'm just accepting it. I love it. I'm reading the Bible in my own time, whether it's through my Bible app, my actual Bible, where I'm actually taking notes in my iPad. I have a Bible journal in there, plus the Bible journal off of Amazon, which I love. It's like the best gift for my cousin. Shout out to her. She got it to me after my dad passed, and I'm still work in progress. Like I said, my relationship with God, I'm not as consistent as I need to be with the journal, but still praying on a daily basis, still having morning devotion, you know, giving gratitude to God. It's comes a long way, and I'm really appreciative of sacrifice right now. The sacrifice has gotten me halfway to where I want to be, and I have seen how much I have came mentally, physically in my career now. Like it's beautiful.
Amen, girl. Me, I grew up in going to church.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Me too. Yeah, I went to Bible camp.
Yeah,
and Bree got me in church in high school.
Yes, you were on the sub team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I grew up going to church. The church that I grew up in, like that I was born into, I ended up going to the school. So I went there from first grade to fifth, and so the church, being that my school was a Christian school too, it was highly like influenced in my life. I'm learning about it in school, the Bible, and I'm going to church after school, and I enjoy church. Like I always enjoyed church. I always like enjoyed hearing the stories. And then we went to a different church. I don't know why. We just started going to Kingdom. And I loved it there. I think we started going there when I was 10, and I loved it there. Like from the first day that
That's
I
great.
went there, I was just like, "Oh my god, this church
Shout out
is
to
so
Kingdom.
fun!" Yes, shout out to KCC.
CCC.
Yeah, the home church. I loved it there. Like from the moment I stepped in that place, I used to eat. I used to eat sandwiches from Mr. Special, the store across the street, every single day. Like specifically for some reason, I don't know why the sandwiches were so damn good at that time. And my friend started putting onions on her sandwich. I started putting onions on mine. It was just like 10 out of 10. Like I just always remember going to Kingdom, getting a sandwich from the store, tearing it up, bro. Kingdom is definitely the home church. Everybody is like family, so accepting. Like I don't know. Like it was just like literally God. Like God put Kingdom in my life for a reason.
That's beautiful that you found a church at a young age that you like. I didn't like too much of the churches that I went to. My Aunt Margie, she was a pastor as well. R.I.P. to her. She had a church like in Runyon, very small. And then my great grandma was a part of AME Zion Baptist Church up on Belknap in Yonkers. So I went there for a little bit up until like 8. So that was cool. And then went to Messiah Baptist Church with my grandmother, my dad's mother. That was like her family church when they came from down south.
Go in the room.
I didn't really like church that I actually went to on every Sunday basis until I went to Kingdom with you. But I didn't go on Sunday. I would just go after school to teen night and for step practice. And then went to college, like I said, and then I just started my own spiritual journey from there. But I can say, if it wasn't going for Bible camp, Bible study with my aunt and her church, and as well going to step practice after school and teen night at Kingdom, I don't think I would have probably had
teen night at Kingdom used to be lit.
It was so fun. Like first of all, it was everyone that we literally knew. So
yes.
Why not go to church? We had food.
Right, and that's how I met like a lot of my other close friends too at church, and like that's family to me now. Like I call them my cousins, like my brother, like that's where I met RJ at Kingdom. So it's just like wow, it's been the foundation for so many relationships. Kia, Elise, I mean these are people that are dear to me. So yeah. I stopped going to church when I went to college. Once I got to school, like I was away. I was in another state. So I wasn't just gonna go to any old church, but there was a church on my school's campus. And my school was like, first of all, Morgan was lit, but we would have times where there was like events going on in the student center and the DJs are playing Kirk Franklin. They playing like the lit gospel song. So it was like
would never.
Really? They wouldn't even play like Stomp.
Unless we had an outside DJ, but it was something the school was throwing, like in a school DJ.
My school would play like gospel songs at the events, and we would be turned like to the gospel song.
College, so they kept it very.
Oh yeah, white. That's what it sounds like.
White and Muslim.
But I had a bad experience at the church on the campus. It was kind of giving fake to me. Like it was just real weird. Like it just didn't feel natural, and I was just like, oh, it turned me off, and it made me not want to go to no church ever again. And I didn't go to church. I didn't go to church for a long time, but I still made sure that I would like read the Bible or refer to the Bible when I'm going to situations. I would still pray like crazy, like I pray a lot, and I would just still maintain a relationship with God, like like just
that's so beautiful.
Me and God. Thank you.
Because sometimes some things really push you away to where you're not interested at all. Like I had a friend pray over me in college in the midst of an argument, and I just felt like that was so unnecessary. And I kicked her the fuck out of my apartment.
Wow, as you should have.
Like, what are you choosing? The devil was in you, bitch. Could we having an argument? What the fuck is you talking about? We just had a whole hard
dragging it.
I told you all the things I'm going through. Now you're gonna tell me the devil's inside of me because I have an attitude, bitch. You better get the fuck out. Bye.
I can't.
Through my phone at her and everything. Get out.
You know what I think people don't understand?
I changed so
much. People like that are the reason why people shy away from church. Or, like I don't want to like say a specific religion because in different countries there's different gods and I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. But what I will say is that like my relationship with God is so solid. Like I've been through so many things that God has got me out of, and it's just like, damn, like that was God. Like car accidents, like not having money and then getting money like from out of nowhere, like it's crazy. Like
no, because because won't he do it? Like every time you think like this is it. Like I am not gonna come back from this. This is it. God be like, no, it's not.
Right.
And that's beautiful.
And all you have to do is keep the faith. And I'm not trying to make this be a Christian like
no,
thing,
but that
it's
really
like
is.
It's more so like I don't really like think about religion. I just think about the relationship with God and keeping faith and just, like I said, referring to the Bible sometimes. I'm not saying you have to read the Bible, the whole Bible. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you do. I'm not telling you what to do and how to go about your relationship with God. I ain't no preacher or pastor. Exactly. But I'm just speaking from my own experience. Like God is so real, and I am blessed. Like I feel blessed all the time. Like I'm the type of person where I wake up in the morning and I feel like I'm blessed for that alone. Yes. Like
because that's honestly the most underrated blessing that God gives us every day. That's why people are like, oh, you acting like it's your birthday or something. Some being like sassy. No, it is my birthday. God blessed me today and can bless you too. So it's our birthday.
Hello.
You talking about it's not my birthday. It is. It is.
And where was I? Oh, so like, yeah, back to like the girl who called you the devil. Like, she's the reason why people don't want to have a relationship with God, because it's like, girl, first of all, God is a forgiving God. So you could curse me out right now. You could kick me and you can repent. And I'm not saying be out here sinning all crazy because you can repent and God is a forgiving God. But I'm just saying that God understands that we're not perfect. Like, It was at that moment that Adam and Eve fucked everything up that all the perfect shit went out the window. So it's like, I put y'all in this world. I know things are going to happen, but I just want y'all to have faith in me and know that you're coming home with me and to me. And so, yeah, I just think when you keep the faith, you'll see more blessings, and you just, I don't know, just rely on God. Like, I'm not saying be out here careless and just looking like, oh, I know God's going to get me. No, I don't mean like that. But
just be mindful of your actions. That's all.
That too.
Just be mindful of your actions, how they can affect somebody else. That's just being a good person.
Right.
And if you don't want to read the Bible like Bree said, or you don't want to watch T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Sarah Jakes, anybody you feel.
I love Sarah Jakes.
I love that woman. God bless her. But
she be getting me in my bag.
We're going to the women's revival.
Yes, we need to go to the next one.
Like,
this girl I know
my cousin is coming. Like, we don't play. Don't say it like my cousin. We're having a prayer party soon. Like,
Kyla is like my only friend, honestly, that I could have this conversation with when it comes to like spirituality. No, not so. Kyla, Dominique, and Kyra.
Yes.
But besides, and Imani. How could I forget Imani?
That was my first friend.
Kyla and Imani are like my two friends that like I really talk about like God a lot with them and church and stuff. And Imani's so funny. She'll send me little church memes and shit like almost every day. But yeah, so I feel good like having friends that I could just have that bond with, like, because it's so important to me. Yes. It's so important to me.
It makes the friendship stronger because we understand each other on a different level,
right?
Regardless of social settings and social reasons, it's spiritual. It's more religion, and like to the point where she knows I'm buying Aspen like his first Bible again. I think he had like the cartoon one. He's gonna have a real one. Mm-hmm. Like when I was a kid, my dad had I don't know if anyone else had this, the prayer clock, and every time it striked like 6 p.m. and 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. you had to say the Lord's Prayer.
Oh.
I still stutter towards the end. But that was so cute. It had two black kids on their hands and knees saying a prayer and everything. So I was always being in my own relationship. I had my grandparents buy me a Bible from Sam's Club.
Wow. Yo, I remember going to Barnes and Nobles as a kid, being mad excited to get like the coolest, cutest Bible. Right? There was like a pink one with the little flap open, or like the cartoonish children's one.
Okay,
like, I would be excited to get any book, but specifically a Bible. I don't know why.
My great grandma's Bible always was so sacred. Like she would keep letters in it sometime, or like have things written down. I didn't know how to re-script that well, but I'm still like, this is great.
I think church, like going to church, is important too sometimes. But I'm not saying you gotta go every single Sunday.
Can't catch the word.
But I'm
sometimes.
saying, yeah, like it's cool. You could catch it on a Zoom too. But come one Sunday, one Sunday, 1 month, you gonna really feel the Holy Spirit in church. Like, you feel me? Sometimes I'll be feeling it on Zoom. Sometimes I'll be feeling it when I watch Sarah Jakes. But when you in church, it's just different. It hits different.
It's very overwhelming.
And I'm telling you, I feel like I be set up at those certain times. Like, they be really talking to me. I just be like, wow.
Because you be thinking you having a moment. Here can a lady with the tissues. You like, you see me?
That part
Thank
too.
you, sis.
That part too. And don't go down to the altar for prayer. I mean, we'll go, but you gonna really feel it. You know, I forget Wilson's wife. I forget her name, but one time she came up to me, and usually when I go to the altar for prayer, they don't ask me like, what do you want me to pray about? They just start praying. Mm-hmm. But specifically her, she came up to me and she was just like, what's going on with you? Like, what do you want to pray for? And I told her, and she just got to praying, and I was just like, wow. Like, she had me like crying and everything. Like, she was just saying all the right things that I needed to hear. And I just felt,
she's a beautiful person.
Yeah, I just felt so like relieved after like her praying over me, and I just felt like everything is gonna be all right. Like,
that's how I also knew prayer was real. I was a kid. I had a really bad stomach virus. I never forget. Like, I had chills. I had a high fever. I was throwing up excessively. Like, dang. I always been bad. Like,
your stomach.
My stomach. But I mean, like, this was really bad. I remember like feeling so weak. I couldn't really walk too much. Like, I was just really sick. And my mom put her friend on speaker and she prayed for me. And I kid you not, like, I started crying as she's praying for me. Like, and I'm saying my own prayer in my head. And by the end of the prayer, I was not nauseous. I had no chills. Wow. I had no more sweat on my body. Like, I just was feeling sticky from sweating. Like, I just remember feeling like
she healed.
She healed me. I was like, God is real. Like, you could not tell me from that point on that God was real. I did not go to church a lot, but I always read my Bible as a kid. That's what my grandma believed in. Because she stopped going to church after a while, but she's believed it. We always read our Bible and said our prayer and gave God our daily things that we are still leave us overall. And that's what I keep in my heart. And that,
wow, that is something, girl.
Yeah, that. Whoo.
See, I'm telling you, like, when you know, you know. That's all I can really say. If you know, you know. Like, it's hard to describe it, but God really is so real. And people who aren't Christians or whatever, like, they don't have no spirituality that they believe in. I don't know. I feel like they try to like mock it sometimes. Like, oh, what are y'all talking about? What God? Or, like, are y'all crazy? Like, there is no God.
You still believe in some being. There's some being up there, whether you call it the universe, you call it God, Judas, Messiah, like whoever you call them, Allah. Sorry, it's not Messiah. It's Allah.
But I mean, like, atheists.
Oh, atheists?
Yeah, like someone who does not believe in
9 times out of 10 with atheists is because they was raised so harshly religious that they don't want to believe anymore, or because they were so harshly religious when they did lean on God was not there for them. But that's because sometimes they say God says don't call on him when you need him, call on him all times. Right. So hello, I think that's also what. Not saying those people were not calling on God all the time. I'm just saying some people call on God when they only need when their tires flat and when their rent is due and they don't have the money for it. Now it's, oh God, please. But you didn't say thank you when you woke up this morning, or before you ate your meal, or before when you got in your car and you drove somewhere, you got on the train, you didn't say thank you for giving me a safe travel. So I feel like that's what really big it is with atheists, and I pray that one day those people heal and find, like, look at what's the girl's name from Urban Decay, Kat Von D. Man, she was a cult leader and everything.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah, stuff.
I knew it was something going on with her because she wore the all
satanic. Black. I believe she was like dating a cult leader. It was something like that.
I gotta dig deep into that because I didn't know about all that. I just could tell by how she dresses and how the shop was in her house that it was something going on. But I didn't know she was dating a cult leader and shit like that. Jesus. So, how is your mental health or just mental right now?
My mental a little 50-50. Right now, as people know, is seasonal depression. It is heavy grief for people that have lost one tough close to them. So it's a tough month. Lost my dad this month of November on Thanksgiving. That's hard as fuck. Um, Christmas is hard because you just don't have one parent. I'm used to having two. Like I said, I'm the only child, so my parents are super close. Also, I'm studying for all my board exams for school, so that's hard, as well as relearning some areas in school with my internship and actually be more hands on. So seeing real life pathologies and diagnosing them and hoping that I'm right about my diagnosis and how to fix the machine if something is a little off or the image is not as clear. That's like daily stress that I deal with. So it's a little bit stressful, but otherwise I'm content because I don't have nobody's son getting on my goddamn nerves about nothing.
I know that's
And
right.
my mother is in good health. I'm in good health. My health is always somewhere else. So I'm happy. I'm in good health. My friends and I are all in good standing. So that makes my mental good because I don't have siblings. So my friends are my siblings. So we all good. I'm good. Oh, also my dog, which is my son. He's great. He gets on my nerves, but he's great. And yeah, that's my mental. How's your mental this month?
My mental this month is like cool. It's, I don't know if I would say it's good, but it's like okay right now. I'm just like not stressed, but just like a little worrisome about my birthday and Christmas, and
Yeah.
it's a
Birthday
lot.
jitters.
And then like full transparency moment, my job is cut an hour, so it's just like it's the worst time for that.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'm just like okay, just trying to like be like water, honestly, and just flow through it and just
Same.
trust God that everything's gonna be okay. But I'm sure everything's gonna be okay. It's just annoying. It's just a little stressful knowing that you're not gonna be making the money that you're used to making during this time.
Yeah.
And you rely on that.
Exactly.
But that's why I try to have other income like girls, and now this could be some type of income in some
That's
type
true.
of way after a while. And we're gonna get into that too, side hustles and shit like
Yes.
that. But yeah, I'm just like going with the flow right now, I guess. But I guess I can say my mental health is okay. Like I'm not down bad, I'm not good, but I'm okay. I'm just like
That's good.
going with the flow.
That's good.
What else was I gonna ask you? Oh my gosh, I just had something at the top of my head. Okay, so how is your relationship right now with your mom? And then I want to also ask you about your relationship with your dad, but we'll start with your mom.
Okay. Relationship with my mom is super cool. That's my girl.
That's my girl too. I don't play about her.
My mom and I are super close, best friends. Even though like we're 29 years apart, gives a fuck. We don't even act like it. There's really, I don't know what boundaries are. My mother and I probably like just don't walk in the bathroom if we're on the toilet. But there's really no boundaries. We are super open with each other. There's not one topic I haven't discussed with my mom and felt like I'm going too far. She's super supportive and everything. I don't really make too many bad decisions per se. Yeah, I don't really make too many bad decisions, but my mom was on enough to tell me that was a bad decision. My mom's on enough to tell me my hair looks a mess, like clothes ain't
Yeah, I would hope so.
Like, and I appreciate that because a lot of people don't have that with their mom, and I'm very blessed also because, like I said, I'm an only child, so my mom works hard, always worked hard. Sometimes in high school, I used to get nervous, like, is our relationship ever going to continue to blossom because of how hard she works. And she used to come home at like 6:30 to 8 o'clock at night every day, going to school. Shit, that's time I'm doing my homework, eating dinner. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, so that was like a little bit, but otherwise, it's great. I can lean on my mom for anything. It's a blessing. Really, it's truly a blessing. Being 28 years old, able to take a financial break, no work, straight school, and lean on your parent. You're an adult, like a real adult, leaning on your parent. That's wow.
Yeah.
And
Not
to
a lot of
not,
people can say that
yeah,
they have that, same relationship or just can do that.
yeah, that's something I'm so blessed. I'm not saying it to like try to make someone feel like, oh, she always, no. I'm really just blessed because it could have been different. And having a parent that knows the struggle and doesn't want you to go through the struggle is really a blessing. Some parents want to give their kid tough love, but if they do have it, my mom doesn't want to give me tough love. She want to give me unconditional love if it has to be financially okay, but she wants to support me in all areas, and that's beautiful.
Yes, and I love that about her.
My dad and I are the same emotionally. So it will be a certain point I didn't let him in on everything. Plus, you're a girl, so there's some things you don't tell your dad.
Yeah,
Anyway.
absolutely.
But my dad and I are super close. Everything was just jokes between us. We would have serious conversations though. Sometimes my dad was a little bit too much of an informative parent. Like the sex talks and stuff was not PG. They was very much raw. You're gonna find out the truth. But my dad was honest about everything, and I appreciate that. I mean, like everything, not even just like dating wise about men, like dressing, the way you carry yourself as a woman, just stuff like that. It's important to understand that from a man's perspective, especially being a young girl. You don't want to be out here looking crazy or acting some type of way where men are misjudging your character or anything because how they're perceiving you. So I really appreciate it. Also, my dad was like, my dad didn't sometimes want to believe that I was growing up so much. So sometimes we would have arguments of like, I'm grown. Like my dad would be like, okay, you don't have to tell us when you're leaving the house, but what time you think you're coming home? And I'm like, when the club ends and the Uber gets me back to the house. And he's like, no, you'll be home by 3. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? 3? That's what time I'm just getting the bottle. Like, I'm probably might be getting there by 1. I'm trying to get there by 12. I'm leaving my own house by 10:30 because I want them to think I'm going. No, we're not doing this. But my dad was supportive. Like when I went to prom, my dad was like, you better not come home unless the sun is up. If the sun isn't up, don't come in this house because that's boring. Who fucking go out for prom and don't come home late?
Seriously though.
So when I came home from prom at 7 o'clock in the morning, my parents cheered me and Daria come up the stairs. Like,
Wow.
yeah, y'all did that. Y'all fucking partied. Like, my parents are so supportive in that sense. Like, having fun, be Kyla. Don't let no one misguide you. And my dad was very much also important of like, be your own leader. And people say now, stand on business. My dad would stand on business. He's like, you cut somebody off, you cut somebody off. If you're not talking to your cousins, you ain't talking to your cousins. If you say you ain't like that class, then you need to switch out of it. What you mean you got a project coming from Miss So-and-so, you just have me go, no, you're going to drop out the class. Like he was very adamant on stuff like that. And I appreciate it because it helped me be more assertive. It helped me be more confident. And I'm really blessed because he was there for me so much that now that he passed, like I'm not seeking male attention heavy. Some women seek male attention heavy once their father is not in their life physically. Like I don't give a fuck. I mean, of course, everybody got a little itch they need to be scratched, but I'm not looking for a man to feel
Right.
how my father was there for me and always pick me up from work. I know I got a few bros that hold me down in that sense, but otherwise, I'm okay with doing things for myself. I need to start doing a little more for myself. My dad had me spoiled, so
I think like what you said is like just now is mad important that you have a few bros that hold you down in that sense because I was just talking to my cousin and I always forget that her baby father died like shortly after she had her baby. Like so it's like this girl's never gonna remember her father or nothing, but she was telling me like her relationship with him and how it like just how quick things just changed. And then like she was like, then I had the baby and then he died. And then she was like, and then like I never had no father figure really or whatever. And my dad died. And once I kind of started like building that relationship with him. And then she was like, but honestly, I feel like God got me because for my daughters, like all of her, like she has father figures. She has her like uncles from him. She has her godfather, and they do for her all the time. Like she has father figures in her life. As far as my cousin, she doesn't feel like she does, but she just likes that her daughter does. So yeah. I think that's important. Like it's funny that you said that because she was just talking about that, like in the same essence. Like you know, he's not here anymore, but there's someone is here that's holding me down where I don't feel like I need to go out and look for a man like
Yeah.
him or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's strength. I don't know if it's just the love my dad installed in me, but I'm blessed for it because I had dated guys obviously since my dad passed, and men have said some things where I'm like, you think I never been loved? Like you really trying to sweet talk me, trying to sell me a whole dream, and I'm not interested in it. I don't want to buy it.